What's good, the peoples? How's everybody doing today? Sorry if that intro, not really intro, what would you call it? A little part of the stream that just has the, like, not really an intro, whatever. I'm sorry if it was a little longer than usual today. I like to leave it up for a couple minutes so I can let some people filter in at the beginning of the stream. And I was going to use that time to go feed my dogs. And I went to pour Lulu's food in her bowl, and I noticed there was a bunch of these little ants all over the floor in front of our front window. So I had to clean the whole area and get rid of a bunch of ants. And then get her a new food bowl. The pest control guy was around yesterday and did a perimeter spray, and sometimes after that you see bugs in the house for a day or two. So hopefully that's the source of the ants, is just he destroyed like an ant colony out in the yard or something, and the last vestiges of them have snuck into the house. Hopefully that's the case, and it's not that we have an ant infestation we have to worry about now. I can always just call the pest control guy back out. But anyway, Lulu did not want ants eating her food, so I had to clean up her whole cage, get rid of all the ants. I also found her dead hedgehog in there. If you recall her hedgehog friend from the other day, he's dead now. She got him. Just opening up my windows here, then we'll get started. Alright, it says the bot's in the channel, but I don't know if any of the commands actually work. We might have to... Or maybe I don't have the commands configured here. Let's take a minute and just play with that for a minute. Let's see here. Try something like command tip or command uptime in chat. And see if we get something. Oh, we know how long Chrono Mojo's been offline for. Is that what uptime does? For some reason, maybe the bot doesn't think that I'm online. And yeah, so the bot's here. And I have the command configured. Maybe I have to manually add channel members as VIPs for purposes of the command. Is there a way to do that here? Maybe from the dashboard. I could mute the bot from here. Oh, that tip link is also broken. I guess I haven't set that up properly. Okay, so the bot's working. It's just not recognizing you as a VIP. I thought that was going to happen automatically, but I guess not. So, how do I get a list of, like, users? Let's find out. This might be functionality that doesn't work on YouTube. I'm looking through the tutorials here for now. Huh. So, okay, the custom commands are set up to be used by VIPs. I thought that would be channel members automatically. I don't know why I thought that, though. That's based on absolutely nothing. So... how do I add people as VIPs? Let's see. They make this so complicated. I can't tell what this is doing. I think it meant that I had been offline for 21 hours, Chronomojo. The bot had not recognized that I had started streaming it, I guess. This is real easy to do with Nightbot, and this bot is harder to configure, it looks like. Spam filters, chat commands, modules. And the modules are just dumb stuff like a magic 8-ball kind of stuff, which I don't need. What I need is a way to see who counts as a VIP for purposes of chat commands. My options are everyone, subscriber, regular, VIP, moderator, super moderator, or broadcaster. I'm assuming I'm the only one who counts as a broadcaster. But I can't get just a list of who are these people in these various... I don't know. This all seems incredibly complicated. Is there like a command to... I don't know. I have no idea. This bot might not even be worth using. It's very confusing, and I can't figure it out, so we're just gonna not deal with it right now. For some reason, it's just very difficult to find a good bot for streaming that works with YouTube's interface. It's just, for some reason, it's very, very difficult. And I thought this one would, because it can join the YouTube chat, but... let me set the command to... here, let's do this. Let me set them to subscriber and see if that does anything different. Because subscriber means something different on YouTube than it does on Twitch, but maybe in this interface, subscriber means member. So it knows that Treble's a subscriber. So maybe that's what it... although it didn't use the variable correctly. I don't know. We're going to have to play around with this some more. The thing command won't work for anybody else because the cooldown involves it only going off once per stream. So now nobody else can do it until tomorrow. But maybe I need to keep it set to subscriber, and then it knows who's a subscriber is my list of members. Well, if it worked properly, it would have replaced the variable with Treble's name, and it didn't, and I'm not really sure why. I don't know why I'm riding all the way over here. I could have just went back to the airship using the save point in Remium Temple, but I didn't do that. The other two commands are Lulu and Cube. If you want to, if another subscriber wants to try that out, or another channel member wants to see if those work now, feel free.
You're counting on you.
Alright, so the next thing we want to do is go to the Moonflow and see if we can fix this mirror. So the Lulu command works. I can't go get Lulu right now, though, because she's eating her lunch. But then that command also goes onto a cooldown for a while. Now what we need is a non-subscriber to try to do the cube one at some point.
Here we go.
What's good, Sebastian and Fomar? We're just kind of troubleshooting the bot a little bit. So yeah, the bot interface must just call members subscribers. That's the wrong way. Well, all three of the commands are on cooldowns now, so I'll play around with the bot some more tonight and see if I can figure out why the variables aren't working properly. So I think I need to get back here, but I can't. This person's in the way. Just taking a break now. Get out of the way. The poll should be live. To all YouTube members, you should have gotten a kind of, if you're a member of the channel, you should have gotten a notification. I do the what dad side quests? Like, is there somebody at Makalani, a temple, that wants this person? Let's go back there real quick, take a look. On the path near the Calm Lands. Is that up this way? No, this is the lake. YouTube is real finicky about sending out notifications. You need to make sure you turn your YouTube notifications on by clicking the little bell under the stream. Otherwise, they'll be like, oh, you're subscribed to the channel and you want to watch the live streams, but we're not going to tell you when they're there all the time.
We're counting. Here we go.
So this would be the Guado side of Makalania Temple. And there's somebody else on the Calmland side. This just seems like needless busy work, and I'm not happy about it. Random guy standing out here.
You.
Called me a heathen. I was gonna see if this guy played blitzball. Oh, Kimari's upset about something. Is this part of the
Something up there?
lightning dodging quests? I wasn't expecting
Let's
anything to
go.
be out here. Oh, is it a dark Aeon? Oh, that's not good. There aren't any Aeons on the Thunder Plains. There's not a temple here. The nearest temple is in Makalania. Oh, Ixion lives here. Okay. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Who's this dude? Who's the creepy Cabbage Patch Child? What? Who are these people? I must have missed an explanation somewhere, like a story beat. Oh, so Waka's dead. That's cool. This is not gonna go well. I can summon Ixion to deal with Dark Ixion. There's no explanation for Dark Aeons at all. Cool. They're just random bald people in the world yell at you and then... Oh, the boss is gonna get like 8 turns in a row here. Mm-hmm. That was 79,000 damage. That was 9,999 damage. Okay. Nothing. Alright, don't talk to that dude. I was trying to cross the Thunder Plains so I could get to the entrance of Makalania Forest and make sure I was coming in from the correct side. I love how Waka and Tidus ran in and then collapsed. Like, oh, Ixion's coming. I better get up and run off to the side, and then they run back and collapse. Well, then... Wait, what? Okay, never mind. Let's restart. I thought the autosave would put me back on the map, not right back in the fight. I guess not. Anyway. Oh man, imagine if somebody was only using the autosave because the game tells you that it autosaves. They're like, why would I ever just save? That's dumb. The game autosaves. And then that happens? That's a salty person right there.
We're counting up.
That's a salty boy. That's somebody who played a game for 50 hours and then has to start from the beginning.
Yee-haw! Here we go.
Alright, I have no encounters on, so we might just have to walk back and forth through this forest a few times before I find the relevant NPCs. Because I think it would be totally reasonable for somebody to play this game and only use the autosaves. Like, that's a completely normal thing that might happen. Is it this way to Bevel? I thought, like, the junction at the end branched off to Bevel in one direction and then the Calmlands in the other direction. Is that not the case? Oh yeah, we beat Dark Ixion. Super easy. Super, super easy. This goes to the temple. Yeah, that's not correct. This goes to the lake. Is there a path on the other side of this screen, maybe? Oh, maybe there's a path on the other side of this screen. Nope. No, this is it. The White Crystal path goes back to the Thunder Plains, though. Like, I can take this all the way around, but this goes back to the Thunder Plains, I thought. That's why I warped to the Thunder Plains. To come in from the south and make sure that I was covering... whatever. Going to the Thunder Plains is apparently a really good way to just absolutely die right now. These people? Is that it? That's the person I gotta talk to? I mean, I'm gonna throw you off this friggin' tree. How rude to just stand in somebody's way. Like, I clearly want to get by her, and she's just standing there. Okay, this is the intersection I thought I was in earlier. Because this goes to a couple different locations. This should go to the Calmlands, right? So where are these people? Back. Okay, I'm gonna look it up because I'm getting confused by chat. Macalania Woods. Stupid bitch lady who won't move. Speak to the woman and child. I've done that. North at the four-way split. He'll say he's supposed to meet his family. Tell them they're waiting. Now return to the family, but the boy is lost. Okay, so this is just dumb. None of this should exist in the game at all. This is just stupid busy work that should not exist in the game at all. Alright, so I've already talked to the family. So now there should be a person... up here. Treasure box? Must have already gotten it. There's something you must tell me? Okay. Grandma says she has something important to tell you. Who's your grandma? Do you play blitzball? No. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. I hate those people. I just hate them. Oh, we just released monsters into the stadium. We're really sorry. All right, they're waiting over there. Go get them. Now we're on all the way back. Like, this isn't even part of the quests to get the mirror. This is just, there's somebody in the way and they're just being rude and won't move. Okay. Get out of here, kid. Glad you're enjoying it, Sebastian. Glad to have you here, my man. Just want to throw all these people off the path. Lady is super, super rude. Okay, so we should be able to just go around and collect the celestial weapons now. And then eventually we're going to have to bring them back here to upgrade them. I think that's how it works. So some of these weapons are in locations that I know, and some of them are in... I don't. And I can just look them up if I need to, but we might as well collect them now, even though we're not going to upgrade them yet or use them. Just to get them on the equipment list.
We're counting on.
So one of them was here.
Yeehaw! Here we go!
Thought it was right over here somewhere. No? There it is. Okay, so that's Lulu's. Oh, it's letting me change their gear for some reason, even though we're in a water section. So yeah, these come with no AP, so these weapons, we can't really use them right now. To get Yuna's, we have to finish fighting what's her name. To get Waka's, we have to play an obscene amount of Blitzball. Let's see, where else am I certain there is one? The battle site? Was there one here? I think there was one here.
Yeehaw! Here we go!
I'm gonna get in the habit of saving, though, because I have no idea where Aeons are gonna pop up. No, this was not one.
You're counting on. Yeehaw! Here we go!
This was one. I'm pretty sure. Yes. There's Riku's.
You're counting. Yee-haw! Here we go.
Isn't there like a weird Cactuar side quest we have to do, or is that in 10-2? I don't recall. Riku's sigil. Okay, there's Yuna's.
You're counting.
Surely they wouldn't block any of the celestial weapons behind Dark Aeon.
Yee-haw! Here we go.
Okay, so there's Dark Aeons afoot here. We don't want to talk to anybody along the road. How come the airship has to take me all the way down here? It can't just take me to the, to Jose Temple? So I'm looking for a statue. I mean, it's... The feeling is mutual. Nobody wants to talk to Tidus either. Okay, so this goes to the temple. Oh my god, that friggin... One of the bald assholes. I'm getting out of here. One of the bald assholes was coming for me. People started yelling at me for being a traitor. And then the bald asshole came across. I didn't think there was any side paths here. Oh no, there was one. It's like a little cranny here, maybe? Map is pretty hallway-ish here. I'm not sure there is a side path. I don't know where it is, Sebastian. That's why I'm hunting for it. See, now we're not on the Jose Road anymore. Now we're on Mushroom Rock. This is a different area. Now we're down here on the beach. Yeah, we're nowhere near Jose Road now. We're all the way back to Mushroom Rock. I mean, I guess you have to teleport to Jose Road to get here. Is it up top or is it down here on the beach? Back here, maybe? This goes back up to the command center. I was there. You guys have to remember, there's a delay in chat, so whenever you say something in chat, you're responding to something I did like 20 seconds ago. So, if you want to give me, like, directions or advice, you have to be incredibly specific and not just say, oh, you're there. Or, no, go left now, because you're talking to me when I was 20 seconds ago when I already didn't go left. So there's a lot of confusion trying to give a streamer directions in real time. Use the elevator in the small side path. That's an example of a direction I can actually use that is helpful and functional. There we go. I thought this elevator went up to the command center until I got to the second elevator. Word. Why is Riku interested in this sword? Alright, where else is, That's 4 of them, there's 3 more. Because she's a thief, so's Kimari. Yes, there are 7 player... Well, there's more than 7 characters. There's 7, like, party members, 7 player characters. Is this new information? Cactuar statues and thunder plains. Okay.
Here we go!
Never count Kimari? Why? Alright, I'm going to assume there's some Cactuar statues in both directions from the travel agency. Do not talk to any random bald people, though. Boom! I got blasted. I didn't even try to dodge it. Here's one. This is the exit to the area, right? Yeah.
Why are you in Gordo Salam? What
Oh, I
business
didn't.
have you here?
This guy gonna throw a
You
dark
want to
at
start
me.
something?
If it would please you to harm a defenseless old man.
It actually would. I would love to
Burn
murder
me,
you.
boil me, it matters not.
Huh?
Lord Seymour is gone. No lord rises to take his place.
You should let Team
Will
Rocket
Gordo
move
merely
in.
wait
That's
for
what you should
sin
do.
to come and finish us off. Why should I care what you do to me?
There's a weapon in the far plane?
If it meant rejoining Lord Jiskel and Lord Seymour, then your taking off my head would be the greatest kindness.
There's a random crest laying around up here. Don't see a weapon, though.
I'm still not the person I wanted to become. Not yet. I'll come back to let you know how things went.
Benevolent Lord Jiskel and most wise Lord Seymour.
I mean, we were going to need to get that crest anyway.
Service were the best in this old man's life. Those of us left behind will soon be destroyed by sin and join you in the far plane. I will serve you there as I have served you in this world, always.
I think they voluntarily go into exile because of how they supported Seymour. Alright, looking for Cactar statues. So one of these statues is broken, yes? I think this is one of my favorite areas in this game. Just conceptually, it's very cool. I like the music a lot. There's one. I like watching Titus get blasted on his ass like that. Fun times. Is this one not doing a thing? It was glowing. There it is. It was glowing a minute ago. Now it's not. Titus, please just... Oh my god. I couldn't pray at the statue because he was busy getting struck by lightning. Come on. I have to like walk a certain distance away from it, maybe. That seemed to do the trick. Okay. Do not talk to that man. That man is the death man. Here's one. Wait, is that... There's more statues, though. I got more statues here. Do I only have to do 3? There's another one over there. Done with statues. Okay. So one of these towers... There does not seem to be a causative link between these Cactuar statues and the towers at all. That one's lit up, so it doesn't look broken. This one's not lighting up at all. Is this the broken one? There's a Cactuar in front of it. I see a little Cactuar guy. Broken in half? I just see it going off the top of the screen. I can't see the little Cactuar man now. Oh no, it's lit up. This one's working. It just lit. Well, that's the whole area. All of these towers look functioning. There's the Cactuar again. Like, Cactuar Ghost is just following me around. Didn't know Cactuars could be ghosts. This one was flashing earlier. Ah, you again. He led me right into that lightning bolt. Clearly, he means me only ill. Yeah, I'm not seeing any broken towers at all. This one is flat. I'm assuming the flashing tower means lightning is hitting it, which means it's not broken. That's the assumption I'm making. Is it around the little nubbin back here? No, it's just a Cactuar statue. In a box. Is that what you mean by sideways L? I'm on the right side of the screen in the first area. That's where I currently am. I'm looking for a broken tower. This must be it. Yeah, there we go. That's doing something. I don't know what you mean by sideways L. Box is empty! We got screwed. I think Kamara uses a litter box on the airship. Okay. Who's left? Just Tidus and Waka, right? We got everybody else.
Your count.
So Waka's you get from Blitzball? Oh, no, where do you get the physical weapon? Not the, like, the crests or whatever. Is it, you get Tidus' physical weapon from Chocobo Racing? I thought that was how you upgraded the sword, not how you obtained the sword. There is no Chocobo Racing in Luca. Is there?
Your count.
Where are there Chocobos in Luca?
Yee-haw! Here we go!
There's no Chocobo Racing unless there's Chocobo Racing on the high road on the other side of Luca. Waka's not in Luca. Waka's on my airship. Luca bar equals Waka's weapon. Okay, that's this way. But do you have to play Blitzball to do it? Or is it Blitzball to upgrade it? Okay, so just talk to her with the mirror. Let's try that. This might be the wrong way, actually. I always forget how Luca is laid out. See, now I'm getting conflicting information in chat, which is another danger of having chat guide me to do stuff. Because different people have different ideas on what's required or what needs to be done. Be aware of Dark Blitzball? Ugh, not Dark Blitzball, anything but that. They didn't let me finish the Blitzball tournament that oh no, it wasn't a tournament, it was a league, never mind. I haven't actually played a tournament, and I'm not going to. Cool. Yeah, all of Waka's weapons look really dangerous to hold on to. Alright, well I'm not doing Chocobo Racing. Like, that's just not happening. We're not doing that right now. I have no desire to do any Chocobo Racing. So...
You're counting.
all that's left.
Yee-haw! Here we go!
Alright, so we're going to fight our way through here again and get some more experience levels. Oh, the map stays completed as we go. That's nice. We don't actually need to steal from these guys. I just need to throw away turns. Ooh, I need to get rid of his capture ball as well.
It's over.
Not interested in doing any capturing right now. Let's go counterattack. Probably better than initiative for him. I'm gonna go with the strength, I think, here. And counter. I looked up the requirements for learning overdrive modes. That's going to be a gargantuan pain in the butt. I also looked up what the actual perfect sphere grid is going to look like. In this version of the sphere grid, there are exactly enough
Let's end this.
nodes on the grid to get maxed out everything that matters. So we can't literally max out everybody's stats, but some of the stats, it turns out, don't matter because of the way like damage algorithms and things work in this game. So when we go to fill out the sphere grid, we're going to be doing stuff like breaking every single accuracy node. Accuracy turns out to not matter at all. As long as you get your luck high enough, accuracy doesn't come into play. Same thing with magic points. Like MP, just 999 MP is more than anybody could ever use, and our actual casters are going to have like 1 MP cost on their weapons anyway, so it's not going to matter at all. So I actually have a chart for what I'm going to actually do with this sphere grid. So we're going to get max HP for everybody, max strength, defense, magic, magic defense for everybody. And then luck and agility need to be raised a certain amount, but not necessarily to maximum. Yep, we're going to be clearing stuff away. We're going to do the full Monty on this sphere grid. The reason I've made that decision is because stats in this game actually do matter. Some Final Fantasy games, maxing out your stats, like Final Fantasy VI, Final Fantasy 1 is another example. Like, yeah, you can min-max your stats if you want, and take the time to get the highest numbers, but they just don't matter at all. Well, that happened to me right there. That's the thing that happened to me right there. Interesting. But in this game, like, all of your damage calculations, your stats actually do matter. And having, like, 255 strength, for example, is actually a thing that influences your damage output quite a lot. Whereas Final Fantasy VI, every character can trivially get, like, hit the damage cap and have, like, max hit points and everything and survive every attack in the game, regardless of what their stats are. They just don't matter that much. So min-maxing stats in Final Fantasy VI takes an enormous amount of effort for basically no payoff whatsoever. I'm going to get 7 people with Ribbon. What are you talking about? I'm going to have to get Ribbon 7 times. So my understanding is that the Dark Aeons can drop Ribbon equipment. If it's 4-slot Ribbon equipment, we might save scum the Dark Aeon fights to get Ribbon equipment that way. I haven't actually decided how we're going to go about doing it yet, but that's one way we could do it. Otherwise, it could just be a lot of farming. But you guys have to remember our tagline. What is our motto in this stream? It is, we are resigned to the grind. We're just going to do it. Whatever we need to do. It's going to get done. Yeah, we're going to have 7... Everybody's going to have a piece of armor that I'm probably Ribbon, Auto Phoenix, Auto Hastes, and Auto Protect. Either Auto Protect or Defense plus 20%. I'm not sure which of those is better. And I forget who has already attacked this monster.
Take that.
Yeah, we're looking at several hundred hours to complete this game. This is one of the longer ones in this project. And I don't think it's close. Like, I think Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy XII are probably the longest we're gonna do.
Out of my way.
Is Auto Potion really that optimal? I guess if you have, like, all X potions.
Let's end this.
What if you don't spend hours farming up all the X potions? Like, is there a super easy way to get tons and tons of X potions? I've seen a lot of different claims on what the most optimal armor setup is, and I've watched some, like, Dark Aeon videos of people, like, doing the penance fight, and they show off their armor beforehand, and I've seen a couple different builds. I don't think there is a most optimal build for armor in this game. I think you can go a couple different ways, and be okay. Ribbon and Auto Haste are not non-negotiable. I can't think of a world where Ribbon and Auto Haste are not two of the best armor abilities in the game. Like, if you had to list the 3 best armor abilities in the game and you don't immediately list Ribbon and Auto Haste, then you probably just don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I'm going to be functionally immortal anyway, because I'm going to have 9,000 or 99,000 hit points. Yeah, there's something weird about Yojimbo. Like, you can fight Yojimbo and, like, win the fight and get the drop, and then leave the area and reset the encounter. Do I have that right? We're definitely going the route with break HP limit. Definitely going to break HP limit. Because it's actually very rare in the Final Fantasy series that you can get that much health. So I think, like, it's a very unique characteristic of Final Fantasy X that you can have 100,000 hit points. I just don't think there's a good argument for considering this is the almost perfect save, to not take advantage of that fact in Final Fantasy X. So I think break HP limit is definitely something we have to do, just because it's a rare chance for us to have all that health, which we're not going to be able to see in other games. Who has an attack? Waka hasn't. I thought Tidus had his Brotherhood sword. Oh, they still all have their catching weapons. Dang it. Because I got wiped by that behemoth. Give everybody their weapons back. Yeah, go ahead and take counterattack. You want rematch. You want Brotherhood. You want... The booster is fine. Hurting staff is fine. That's fine. Everybody else is fine. But yeah, just remember, the goal of this playthrough and all of these Final Fantasy playthroughs is not to get the strongest possible party, it's to get the almost perfect save. I just don't see an argument where somebody says, hey, you want to see my perfect Final Fantasy X save? And then they show you a save where you don't have 99,000 hit points. It's such a unique trait of this game that doesn't exist in most of the other Final Fantasy games. You can just go ahead and heal up. Yuna can just heal herself. It's fine. Oh no, actually, we gotta refill some dudes. We gotta refill these babies too. Okay, we got some Aeon farming to do. I am not concerned with penance being too hard at all. My understanding of that boss is like we're gonna be able to fight it with absolute maximized everything, and the downside of the boss is it has trillions of hit points, not that it's an actually difficult boss. I'm not worried about any individual fight in this game being too hard, so I'm not basing my choices for how I'm doing builds on is it going to be too difficult to win or not. There's no fight in the game that's going to be too difficult to win. Thank you. Get out of here, dragon friend. Like, Riku has mixes that can just completely heal everybody to full, even if they have 100,000 health. What needs to happen here? Kimara needs to happen here. I don't feel the same way about break MP limit, because, like, MP just doesn't matter at all. So... And if you really wanted to go for 10,000 MP, you'd have to take up so much of the sphere grid that all of your other stats would suffer greatly. Here, let me find the actual... Here, I actually bookmarked this, this is the guide that I found, and then I found some like supporting math on it, explaining why those particular stats were the best to aim for. So that's what we're going to be doing. The novelty of it is just so important to our goal that there's just not a good way to do it. For the same reason, we're going to be making some decisions, like in Final Fantasy VI, one of my goals is to rescue Cid. It actually doesn't matter whether you rescue Cid or not. It really doesn't, as far as having a perfect save, but like there's more content left in the world if Cid is alive versus if he's dead. So killing Cid is not an option, even though that's the better scene and probably most people's like canonical memory of the area. We're also going to be taking the Ragnarok Esper for exactly that reason. Actually, that's not as important on the advanced version, because you can have both the sword and the Esper on the advanced version. But there are going to be cases where we're going to make suboptimal decisions in order to have a more perfect save. I think Final Fantasy X is one of those cases. I don't know that I've ever summoned the Magus Sisters before. I know they have like a weird command entry mechanism that is unique to them. My goal right now, I'm just going to beat the game. We're just going to beat the end boss and watch the credits roll today. That's all we're doing today. And then we're going to move on to... I'm not sure what, actually. I haven't looked at the poll for a while. Okay, so I can't actually boost them. Do as you will. Is it... Okay, it's Cindy's turn right now. Do as you will, Cindy. Taking a break. Jump kicks. I'm just gonna go do as you will and see what they do. Pasado. Oh, it's a butt attack. Oh my god! She's pooping him to death. That was ridiculous. Do as you will. Reflect on the fat one, you know, as you do. Why would I want her to repeat her previous action? She didn't do anything last round. Do as you will. Taking a break. She cast Reflect last time. I don't want her to do that. What kind of physical attack does she have? That's pretty good. So we can't boost the Magus Sisters, so we're just going to have to keep summoning them until their overdrive fills up. Hope we don't get meteored again. Get to work, ladies. She has more options this time. Use offensive magic and skills. Probably not as strong as Fight, I wouldn't think. If Fight is 50k. Taking a break, okay. Fat one's just real lazy, I guess. Who are we on? Mindy. Mindy, you fight. Pretty good. Fight. Taking a break. I guess that's probably necessary for action economy. Otherwise, you just get a million actions. So I told her to use offensive magic, and she butt slammed him. You attacked last time. Will you attack again if I do this? Taking a break. No. Healing magic. Taking a... Come on! These guys suck! Do as you will. Do as you will. I wonder if she always does reflect if you say do as you will. Because that's what happens in Final Fantasy IV. The tall one reflects the fat one. Go. Taking a break. Sure. Is break time over yet? Can we... So she should cast... If I pick do as you will... Because Cindy's do as you will was to cast reflect. I wonder if Mindy's is to cast spells on the fat one. No, Pasado. Oh, we're pooping him to death now. I wonder if that's strength-based or magic-based. I wonder which stat we need to pump. I think the take a break is just there for action economy. Like, it would be really, really stupid if... Well, look, I've got 5 actions before he gets to move again. If I was able to reliably make them attack every single time, that would be insane. Do as you will. Fair enough. Okay. Can I can't heal my Aeons, can I? So thinking Aeon is like the only way I'm gonna survive that guy's meteor. Like, I'm not comfortable summoning these again. Because they're hurt. Probably safe to summon them here, though. So do they each individually have an overdrive, or do I have to fill all of them? That's all she wants to do is do as you will. Fine. Taking a break. Sure. We gotta fill all of them up. Fair enough. Defensive and support magic. So if I pick one more time here, she's going to take another break. I need you to heal each other. One more time. That's a really good attack. I like it. You did shell last time, but that didn't do anything good. Defensive support magic. Otherwise, you're gonna die. One more time, because she's not... Last time she healed, so she should heal again. Nope, never mind. She didn't listen. She's the one who cast Kira last time, I thought, wasn't she? Fight. So I don't think I've got a way to heal Aeons outside of battle. Well, yeah, a save point to do it, but I don't have a save point around here right now. Alright, so let's not use Shell this time. Help each other. Take... What are you doing? Your sister is dying. So don't you pick this, because she'll cast Shell, and that's not good. Do as you will. Reflect. Oh, that's right, she's going to reflect the fat one. That looks like it's pretty consistent, because I've seen her do that a bunch of times now. Do as you will. Yeah, she's reflecting spells off the fat one. That is just a big old reference. I love it. Help each other. Come on. Auto life. Well, that might help. Do as you will. Mindy, what'd you do last time? Thundaga? Do Thundaga again. I mean, they're fun to play with. I can't deny. I don't mind that Yuna's just getting, like, monopolizing the AP right now, because I would like her to learn Ultima. Once she learns Ultima, Lulu learns Ultima. And then they both have Ultima. I just need Cindy to get hit a couple more times, and then they're all full. And then I might just use them against Jekt. Wouldn't that be fun?
Hang in there.
Yeah, help each other. This healing magic. The fat one is so lazy! Oh, lost her full bar. Are you alright? Taking a break. Help each other! So they're fun when they work, but otherwise they're infuriating. Yeah, drain. There you go. That's the stuff you want to do. So it's actually pretty hard to fill up their bars because they won't heal each other correctly. Help each other. Taking a break. So she doesn't have an attack command here. If I pick Do As You Will, she's going to reflect the fat one. And if I pick Defense, she's going to shell herself. Or shell somebody. Yeah, there's Reflect. So Do As You Will is like follow the AI routine from Final Fantasy IV. Last time, you did Drain last time. Do Drain again. Taking a break. Cool. Help each other. Taking a break. They're so lazy. Fight. We're gonna get those bars. We're gonna do it. Are you alright? So, are you alright is... Not Osmos! Come on! Is it Mindy? It's Mindy again. She got 2 turns in a row. Are you alright? Taking a break. I'll be fine. I just need to take a break. Help each other. Taking a break. fights. What happens if I do as you will from here? Because Jerry's already cast Reflect. Are you alright? Take. Oh, she did it. There you go. You got Lancet. Nice. Help each other. There's Kira. Thankfully. I could Grand Summon them too. Yeah, that's a good point. She just attacked last time, but she missed. Do as you will. Yeah, use your special. There you go. Are you alright? Taking a break. She doesn't have Are You Alright now. Alright, fight. So Posado is the butt bomb move here. Oops, didn't get around the bend there. Camera did something real wacky right there. Everybody else is filled. I have no idea how much HP the final boss has. I think we're just gonna absolutely wreck them though with maggots. Like this summon is so powerful. This and Anima both are so powerful that I think just getting them means you win the game. Taking a break. She takes breaks more than half the time. We're gonna get them filled up, and then we can dismiss them. It'll be great. Are you all right? Fight. So I guess Sandy cannot heal. Looks like Mindy heals herself. Cindy can heal the other ones. So there's her. It's got to be Delta attack, right? We're not going to use it here. We're going to dismiss because it was a lot of work getting all their overdrive powered up. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, we don't need to steal from these guys. That's right.
Take that.
I always want to start stealing with Kimari because Kimari's got the Master Thief equipment at the moment. Is the last boss of this game ever a challenge? Under what circumstances? I mean, other than just you have never used the sphere grid ever. But you just have so many options of dealing stupidly large amounts of damage in this game. Just playing normally, you have 3 characters that can hit the damage cap effortlessly.
It's over.
Well, the low damage cap. There's another damage cap beyond that. I don't know, man. My Kimari's pretty stacked. Kimari's looking pretty good. He's stronger than Tidus. And he's got better magic. And he's got blue magic, which isn't great, but you get it. What's this weapon you got, buddy? Oh, half MP cost? Not interested. Like, it feels like we just have to roll up with Magus Sisters and we can win.
So, how shall we do this?
Alright, Yuna needs a junk action. Tidus needs a junk action. Because Tidus can't one-shot these things. Waka's already taken an action. Well, he can take the last action too. Last action hero, that's Waka. And counter. Who's left? Tidus and then Auron. Maybe we'll do that to Jekt. We'll Grand Summon Magus Sisters and use her limit break twice. Yuna, Kimari hasn't done anything. Let's do Lulu first, because Kimari might win the fight.
Let's end this.
Nope.
Take that.
Man, just walking through this area, we stacked up 6 more sphere levels. Nice. And counter. Who's left? Auron and Waka. Oh, Tidus's overdrive only is. Oh, I didn't armor break this guy. Oh well, doesn't matter. Who cares?
Farewell.
What a horrible map this is. Just in general. This whole area is just lousy. I know there's another area that's a lot more interesting beyond this. I mean, visually interesting, like more interesting to navigate. Riku has not done anything. Oh no, she did. She used an Al-Bhed potion. So that just leaves Kamari. Like right there, there's a weird spot, like invisible wall on the ground that I couldn't walk through. Did not want to fight one more battle here, but okay. And counter. I think Yuna needs a jump action here. That should be it. You think I feels like an idiot that he did less damage to me than I healed for after he damaged me? I just healed him. Oh, I've got a water strike weapon. I just did it again. I'm so stupid. What am I doing?
Enough.
And counter. I forgot I gave him back his water strike weapon just because it has the strength buffs on it that are going to be more useful going into the end game. Use up these sphere levels. go, Waka. Where does Waka want to go from here? Orin's path, or he could go down through Tidus's path. He's already done some of Tidus's path. Oh, nobody has full break yet, actually. I should be sending somebody up to full break. Is Waka close enough to do that? Not really. I have to get on this path here. Once he completes this area, he's... Okay, so he's moving towards full break. It's just going to be a minute until he actually gets all the way there. Tidus is coming up that way too. Tidus and Waka are just parked on each other now. I'm actually going to have her use his defense sphere here, just because her defense sucks so much. Yeah, I'm just going to keep sending her down Yuna's path here. Yuna gonna make it to Ultima before the end of the dungeon. Closing in. And Kimari. Oh, what was I doing with Kimari? I actually kind of want to take Kimari up to Demi. Having another person that knows Demi is going to be useful when we start capturing monsters later. Let's do that. What I want to do after Demi? I guess you can just clear up this whole area like Orin did. He's kind of in a weird place on the board at the moment. Alright, Final Dungeon Part 2. Oh, it's the same monsters, actually. I thought we'd get new monsters in here. Okay, Lulu,
Let's end this.
take a junk action. Kimari can steal. Rigu can steal. Alright, Tidus needs a junk action. Orin can finish off.
Farewell.
Yo, what's good, Rinzel? Thank you so much for the $40 Kupo chats. It's going pretty good. We just need to fight the last boss, and all will be done. Probably really worth using overdrives on these guys, since I have a couple of them full. Okay, junk actions. Well, not junk actions, really, because we do want to steal from these things. We haven't fought any super bosses, no.
Yo, eat this, huh?
Now is not the time for super bosses. Ah. I feel like those tumblers always spin a little bit slower than I'm expecting. There's a lot of 9s, though, so I'm pretty happy with that. I don't know a way to fight Yu Yevon that doesn't involve cheesing him. It's kind of just a cheesy boss fight in general. Also, why do I have 2 red exit arrows here?
Say your prayers.
So we have to use an Aeon here. We can't survive Meteor otherwise. Like, we just have to use an Aeon. Or just run from the fight. Unless we can reflect Meteor. You know what, let's do this. Let's see if there's a hint in this scan. You need protect, not shell. Okay. So whoever puts out the killing hit is going to die. Because, well, that can protect everybody. It's obnoxious in any regard.
Armor of light, hold physical might.
Somebody else knows protect. That's her. Okay, cool. Immune to what? His regular attack? Second one should burn him, though. Oh, he's got a water strike sword. That's why it said immune. He had... His Mighty Guard gives you all the null spells. Okay, that makes sense, actually. I gotta be careful here, because he's about to kill us all. Let's see how well Protect does. So everybody's got Protect. So hopefully this will not be a full party wipe again. Otherwise I wouldn't know how to survive the end of this without Aeons. So even with Protect, Yuna still got killed. That's an annoying fight. Maybe we'll just flee from those things from now on. So it is a long and arduous fight otherwise. The next game, I haven't looked at the poll yet, so I'm not totally sure what we're going to be playing next. I think 6 was in the lead last I checked.
Take that.
This friggin' guy. And counter. I didn't get Flare either. I'm not sure where Flare is on the grid or how Lulu missed it. But she did. I gotta change his weapon out. Water Strike is a liability. The bonus strength just is not helpful. Oh, this is great. I don't like this confuse at all. Let's go with Strength 10. We might as well see what else we can put on that, actually. Bunch of strikes. Strength 20. Needs us 4 Supreme Gems. Counterattack needs a Friend Sphere. You know what? I was looking for an excuse to do this. Ooh, Lionheart. Cool. I'd like to have a sword called Lionheart in my inventory. I'm afraid if I give it another ability, it'll change names again. Piercing won't do it, though. I'm gonna give it First Strike. That's a pretty sexy looking Lionheart. Does anybody else want a quick customization in the end here? What about you, Lulu? Supreme Gen for Magic 20? Double Overdrive for you is worthless. No, nothing you want. I could give him double overdrive on his Kotetsu. Would be a good idea. Now it's a Dragon Killer. What? Does anybody else want double overdrive? Give it to her, because she knows and trusts. Does she not? I guess she doesn't. Who knows and trusts? Tidus knows it. Waka knows. So the people that actually need the overdrive bars. I'll save the rest of them. I just wanted to get that water strike away from Cletus, because it wasn't doing him any good. We haven't played Villainous in a little while. I wouldn't mind getting a table together at some point. I've got the first draft of an X-Death deck sitting here that I'm working on. I've actually got, in addition to the decks that haven't been released to the public table yet, to the public mod, I have several other decks that I've kind of tinkering around with, just kind of noodling with, one of which is almost complete as far as artwork goes. In fact, I could probably finish it up with just like an hour or two of work, if that. It just needs, I think, 3 cards. And one of the videos that I'm working on editing is the Shantoto deck, which is already on the public mod, but I haven't put out the video yet for it. I know, Waka. That double overdrive is really noticeable on Tidus, like really noticeable.
No mercy.
Go do their little air dance. The boys are gonna go spin for a little bit. It's fine. So the first draft of the X-Death deck is I wanted to use, like, he's got multiple realms that he goes through. He's going to be the only villain that has more than one realm. So in Final Fantasy V, you travel through 3 different world maps. So he's got like an objective for each of the 3 realms. So his actual winning objective is, like, complete your objective in the 3rd realm. So the first realm, he's got to do something with crystals. In the second realm, he's got to kill Galuf. And in the 3rd realm, he's got to, like, open the void. This thing's scary looking. I'm scared of this thing.
Who makes these things?
Well then, what next?
Bet this thing's undead. Nope. Why is that so funny to me? Ooh. Stoneproof for the win. I should do what I can to put, like, stoneproof on people's stuff, I guess. Looks like he always counters with that Pharaoh's Curse. That's no good. Wow, these guys were just really, really annoying then, huh? We'll probably be back here to grind these guys when it's time to get overdrive modes, because one of the overdrive mode... Oh, she got zombie too. You know what? I am not messing with this thing. I'm just getting the hell out of here. Yes, it countered Kiraga when I healed it. So I thought it looked undead. So I'm like, I'll damage it with healing magic. No. Alright, whatever. This area is obnoxious. Yeah, big nope on those guys. Do not want to deal with them. Guy's got Farplane Wind and Farplane Shadow. Doom is so toothless in this game. Because I can just have Yuna, I can just cycle her out of the party, and then she'll never, her Doom will never go down. See, if you are a member and you haven't voted on which game I play next, check your YouTube, wherever your YouTube messages end up. The community tab on my channel page, or wherever it is, you'll be able to pick between 5, 6, 7, or 8. Ooh, no, I don't want to use Lulu because it costs twice as much. I want to use Yuna. God, that's almost no AP for that fight. That's an absurdly small amount of ability points for the problems we got there. Alright, you know what we're going to do? Actually, because all the monsters in this area are just really obnoxious. Boom. We're going to do that. Handling it. That's what we're doing. We do have some more spheres to spend, though. See, the encounters in the final dungeon in 6 don't bother me at all. Is there anything... Oh, you know what we want to do, actually, with Lulu for sure. And with probably Riku. That way Riku and Lulu can give their overdrive to somebody more useful. I know Riku's overdrive is amazing, but I don't feel like using it. We don't have a lot of resources for it. A lot of the resources that would get used for it are things we're going to have to use to do customizations later. And I have to pull up a guide to just use it properly, and I'm not interested in doing that right now. Fun fact, for the same reasons I tend to not like the chemist's job in Final Fantasy V. Because I just don't enjoy playing from a walkthrough usually. Which way does Orin want to go here? You can get the Aga magic for what that's worth, or you can go get Reflect. Let's just keep him on Lulu's path. Why not? Yuna's almost there. Oh, but if I use no encounters in this area, she's not going to get Ultima. It's not going to happen, fam. I don't think we're beyond the point of no return yet. It says we have to use a glyph at the end of maybe this location, after which is the point of no return. So I think we're safe here. I'm going to put it in a new slot just in case. How bad would it suck to get this far and then save in a location where we can't leave from? Suddenly we can jump up and down these platforms. What is that? Staff with SOS Overdrive. Not even remotely interested. Looks like that might be it up there, actually. Yeah, Tower of the Dead. So I think this is it. Once we go past this point, it's the point of no return. So I'm going to give Kimari his weapon back. So nothing past this point matters, because I don't think we can leave. Also, I have no idea what's going on here. We just go after the little glowy things. We're getting treasures from these. That's weird. This is a terrible, terrible map, by the way. Like, I hate this a lot. Oh, I don't want to fight this thing. Is there a way to neuter this monster to make sure Bad Breath doesn't completely school me? Or do I just have to not fight this?
I'll be right back.
We just won't fight it. There's a little number in the corner going up, but I'm not sure what it means. Oh, this is so dumb. I really want to be able to rotate my camera here.
I
really want to. There's really no point fighting anything after this
I'll be right back.
point, because I don't think we can go back to where we were anyway. Infinity.
I'll be right back.
I'll be right back. Yeah, sure you will, buddy. White magic sphere. What do we have? What's the goal here? Just keep picking up these glowy things? There doesn't seem to be a path out of the area. What's an attribute sphere? Oh, activate an attribute node already used by an ally. That's not super useful. Hi, I'm Brickroad. I don't like this screen. I have to win 10 fights? I'm not winning any fights. I'm running from all the fights, and the number's still going up. The camera's rotating on its own. Like, I'm not doing that. So sometimes I've got a good look at the whole area, and sometimes I don't. I guess I did whatever I'm supposed to do, because it looks like I'm leaving now. Wow, that was really bad. Like, that was... Yikes. Alright, this is where we fight Jects. Oh yeah, good call. Attribute sphere counts as a fortune sphere. I am just gonna unleash Magus Sisters on Jects. Watch me not give a crap. Guys, this might be the worst final dungeon in a Final Fantasy game. In, like, the main Final Fantasy series, I can't think of a final dungeon I enjoyed less than this one.
I know.
2's is pretty bad, but everything about 2 is pretty bad.
Hey.
Huh?
You got tall, but you're all bones. You eating right, boy? You've really grown.
I mean, 2's just a gigantic maze.
You're still bigger.
Maze, and, like, the whole game, every dungeon in the game is like that, so... It's just a continuation of all the dungeons in the game.
That's not funny.
See, I like the final dungeon in Final Fantasy III a lot. Because, like, yeah, it's a... Well, first of all, the Steam version does have save points, because it auto-saves.
Let's end
First of all,
this.
so if you get, like, your party wipe, you can restart from the beginning of the area you were in. So there is save points. But...
I hate you.
It's just a lot. Like, it's how much game they insist you get through in one sitting
I know.
is pretty cheeky.
You know what you have to do.
You kind of have to respect it. So yeah, I like the final dungeon in 3 a lot.
Yeah.
And there's so many different parts of it. Like, you go through the ancient
I can't
maze,
hear
and then
the
there's
hymn so
Eureka,
well
and then the
anymore.
Crystal Tower, and then the world. Like, it's such a big, enormous
soon I'm gonna
area
be
that you
Sin
have to do all in one
completely.
bite, or you did until
I'm
the
glad
Steam
you're
version.
here now. One thing, though. When it starts, I won't be myself anymore. I won't be able to hold myself back. I'm sorry.
That's enough. Let's finish this. Okay?
You're right.
He does sound like corn-fed. Oh my god. Is it the same voice actor?
Well then, let's go.
Or is it just a very similar sounding voice? I never made that connection until now, but oh my, yeah. When, like, Jack's, like, serious dad voice is very similar to corn-fed pig. The airship, so the Bahamut's not the final dungeon of 12. The Pharos is the final dungeon of 12. Let's be real. The Bahamut's just like a little set piece before the final boss. The Pharos is the real final dungeon of that game, and the Pharos is magnificent. I love the Pharos. I don't like the area under the Pharos, like the bonus dungeon area with the dark rooms. But you don't have to do that to beat the game. It's not part of the dungeon proper. It's the same voice actor. That's hilarious. That was a great show, man. From back... God, that's some late 90s... Was it Comedy Central? Or did they just, like, syndicate it? So here's Braska's final Aeon that Jekt transformed into. And this is kind of like the real final boss of the game. Like, there's more bosses after this, but they're like storyline bosses. In fact, I think it's literally impossible to lose after this fight. So this is kind of the final boss here. Braska's final Aeon and some U Pagodas, and we are just gonna... We're not going to use trigger commands at all. I just don't care. What are we going to do? We're going to haste Ga. And Yuna can Grand Summon. USA? Really? The USA channel? I must have just watched the syndicated reruns on Comedy Central back in the day. I feel like that show was like a little too raunchy for basic cable. Combined powers. Delta attack. Called it. It's almost like I've played Final Fantasy IV 16 million times. I remember Weird Science. That was that was a silly show. I wouldn't mind binging through Duckman again. I hope they're targeting the boss and not one of the U Pagodas. So, speaking of the villainous decks, actually, I made the entire Sin deck for Final Fantasy Villainous without replaying this game. So I was kind of playing it just on shaky memories of how the game worked, and having done some some research on the wiki. So getting to this point in the game and seeing that all of the elements of that deck are pretty much working as intended, like I didn't make any thematic errors in the deck, is pretty good. Do it again. Because Sin is like the only deck that I made without doing a refresher play of the target game. Because I did not want to play Final Fantasy X again. Alright, so that was fun. Double overdrive here. Is every single boss in this game just a joke if you need Aeons? Because, I mean, my inclination is to not use Aeons as I play through the game. I'd rather... Because you gotta get everybody in action anyway to get to AP or whatever. But, like, if you do a playthrough of the game, like the speed run of the game, does it just use Aeons in every boss fight? Is there any challenge whatsoever if you use Aeons? Like, yeah, you fight a boss. I'll bet that's what the No Sphere Grid challenge run does, doesn't it? Like, just go into every single boss fight with full overdrives on your Aeons. This isn't gonna work to do Delta Attack again, is it? No, it's not. I thought I could be cheeky there. I guess I'm being a little cheeky because we're butt stomping it. Fight! Oh, we haven't seen her attack yet. It is a butt stomp! It's a big old butt stomp. Big old butt stomp! 32k, huh? People have completed, like, no sphere grun. Grun is a good word. No sphere grid runs of this game, where you never ever advance on the sphere grid at all. And I imagine you do a lot of it by leaning on Aeon. Mixed chicanery? No sphere gruns. No sphere gruns for anybody. I'm keeping all the sphere gruns for myself. I'm not paying any attention to this fight because who friggin' cares, right? Like, we'll just fight. Do it. Have 29,000 damage, dude. Yeah, that 1500 healing is really gonna get you there, buddy. I'll be surprised if his overdrive can even kill the Magus Sisters. Fight. That was his overdrive? His overdrive was 2400 damage? Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. This is so broken. We haven't done any level grinding in the end of the game. Like, we just played the game normally, making sure everybody got the levels, and then we just got these Magus Sisters, like... This is how friggin' powerful they are. You don't even really have to go out of your way to get them. You just have to win some Aeon fights and do a little bit of monster collecting. It was like 30 minutes of work, if that. If you just get them, I guess you just win. Nothing in the main story poses a threat to you anymore. Good old sphere gruns. I should make a sphere grun emoji. I don't even know what that would be. I mean, we've done a little bit of stats, mostly for Valifor. But no, we haven't done any, like, stat grinding on Aeons. That's just how strong they are. That's just them. Kiss him, you fool! Jack is like, my only regret is that I never got to wear a shirt.
You'll cry. You're gonna cry. You always cry. See? You're crying.
It's a great line. That was a Shakespearean line.
I hate you, Dad.
What was the point of that, like, little 6-second FMV?
Save it for later.
Let's have a 6-second FMV where the camera just pans across his face.
Don't we?
Good. That's right.
Yeah, I think it's literally impossible to lose from here on. Like, we're gonna go fight you, Yevon, but
You know,
it's just a story
for the first
fight. It's
time
like
I'm
the
glad
final fight against Sephiroth in 7, where
to have
you
as
just
my
input a command, and no matter what you do, you win.
father.
I forget how the game does it. I think the game does it by just giving you auto life that constantly refreshes.
Yuna, there's no time.
You stay away!
Yuna, you know what to do. The Aeons!
Oh, I guess they couldn't put tears on his... That's right. That's actually the correct answer. They couldn't put tears on his face in the in-engine graphics.
Call us.
So now Yuna has to call all of her Aeons one by one, and you, Yevon, will jump into them, and then we actually have to murder all the Aeons.
Yes.
So, for lore purposes, Final Fantasy X-2 is
Here
like
it
the
comes.
only major Final Fantasy game where you can never summon anything. There's no summoner abilities in X-2 because of the lore stuff that happens at the end of 10. It's got this whole big robust job system, but there's no summoners for that exact reason, because we have to kill all of the Aeons. No saving the animals. Can't do it.
Yuna!
God, I love Final Fantasy X-2. I like Final Fantasy X-2 as much as I dislike this game, I think. X-2 is really one of my favorites. Let's bring out Naga Sisters and kill them first. Pretty good music, though. Like, I love the music here. And they make this final battle feel really epic. They do a good job making this feel like something really tense. Because the fights aren't, like, curb stomping you. It's like you can't lose the fight, but you don't know that. The game doesn't tell you that. So I think the first time I did this ending sequence, I didn't know that, and I kind of skated through it. So did you even possesses all three of them? That doesn't seem fair. Oh, I guess it does, yeah. And there are still Yupagotas. Alright, let's get Waka out here. We're just gonna summon our way up the list, I guess. LeBlanc's not a villain. LeBlanc is an anti-hero. It's very early, not very early, but like before the halfway point of Final Fantasy X-2, the Gullwings kind of make their peace with LeBlanc. How much? All of it. There you go, buddy. Enjoy. Goodbye, Yojimbo. Doggo's like, no! Come back! Oh, you can see the little halos. So I guess the game does tell you have auto life. Ooh. Maybe we don't. Maybe we saved Yojimbo by killing him. That means Seymour was right all along. We saved him by killing him, guys. Yuna's like, oh, we just have to murder all of my friends. No, Yojimbo still comes back. Yeah, that was a lot of nines. Yojimbo be like, I'm back, baby. I'm gonna leave you out. That's fine. I wonder why it gives you the auto life here. Like, it would have been perfectly fine to just have this be the last boss and make you fight it for real. I wonder why it does this. Like, why they felt the need to make sure you could not lose this fight. You son of a... I'm real mad. I'm real mad now. Kozuka. Super mad. Oh no, he's got auto life. Fine. Oh, he's still cursed though. Asuna does not cure the curse. Yeah, it did. Or getting killed did. And anyway, Yojimbo's about to get a bunch of balls in his face. Not all of the balls, because I got a 1-hit instead of a 2-hit, but enough balls. He's gonna get enough balls in his face right here. Yeah, that's enough balls. It's enough balls for you, boy. They do a pretty good job at showing, like, the emotional toll it's taking on Yuna. Like, she clearly is not into this plan. Was it a sufficient quantity of balls or a satisfying quantity? Like, is every satisfying quantity of balls sufficient? And is every sufficient quantity satisfying? Is it possible to have a sufficient quantity but be unsatisfied afterwards? Last time I used this, it did over 100,000 damage. That was... I did 170,000 damage to one of the pagodas right there. There are balls philosophers? It seems like a very strange segment of philosophical study. You are dismissed, Chronomojo. How come there's not a Blitzball themed summon? Like, that seems like a weird hole in the game, doesn't it? Like, there should be a Blitzball themed summon. Like a legendary blitzball player from hundreds of years ago. So Seymour wanted to be Sin, but kind of technically his mom gets to be Sin. Is Ifrit a blitzball player? Maybe there's lore behind Ifrit in this game, but I don't know. I just described Tidus. Oh, I guess you're right. Technically, Tidus is an Aeon, sort of. I guess it fits, because the Faith are responsible for summoning him into being. Except he doesn't attack with blitzballs. I still think that's a major mistake. I think Tidus should have blitzballs as a weapon and Waka should have the sword. That makes way more sense to me than the other way around. Like the guy with blitzballs who uses the blitzball through the entire game, the character most associated with the actual blitzball over the course of the game. 2 scenes in, he's like, I'm retiring for good, yeah? I'm gonna be a guardian. But he's got this big emotional attachment to this sword that he was gonna give his brother, and it's a whole thing. I can only imagine that they thought it would be dumb to have like the actual hero of the game not use a sword. You can't be a Final Fantasy hero and not use a sword unless you're Zidane. Or Vaughn in most of his jobs. Seems weird to kill Bahamut with Shiva, but I guess that's what we're doing. Final Fantasy Type 0 is one of the games that they were going to make with the Final Fantasy 13 Crystal engines. Crystal, what was it called? Crystal Tools engine. It was originally going to be something like Final Fantasy 13 Agito, I think, was going to be the title. It got canceled, and then it got rekindled into, I think it was originally a PSP game. I have it. I actually own a copy on Steam. It's not real good. I think I played it for 20 or 30 hours, and like the storyline just I didn't care about it at all. The combat doesn't feel very good. There's not, like, the areas you go to explore for, like, the storyline stuff feels very bite-sized. It feels like it's a mobile or PSP game. Like, oh, this is meant to be played at a bus stop for 5 minutes. But the main characters are all these, like, high school kids. Like, the game starts, like, here's 13 characters. You have 13 characters, you gotta buy equipment for them, and we're not gonna tell you anything about these characters or who they are. They're just, but yeah, there's not really a main character. You get 13 of them, none of them have personalities, they're all high school kids in a kind of like militia, kind of like Seed, I guess, from 8, but yeah, no, I didn't like it. I think I put about 20 hours into it before I stopped. But yeah, one of the characters you get is Ace, and Ace uses cards like Setzer would as his weapon. But each of your 13 characters has like their own different kind of weapon, and they're like the typical like traditional Final Fantasy weapons. There's somebody who uses a sword, and then there's somebody who uses great sword, and there's somebody who uses like a whip, and there's somebody who uses a flute, and they dance around like a bard. But the story I couldn't even tell you what was going on in the story, honestly. It felt very episodic, but like what was happening in between the little episodes didn't matter at all. Something about like evil empires attacking, blah blah blah. It's based around like there's 4 crystals based on like the 4 like Chinese animal gods. Like one of them's a tiger, one of them's a turtle, and like a phoenix and a dragon. God, how did I play this game for 20 hours and I can't summarize the story at all? That doesn't speak well for the game, I'll tell you that. Oh, I don't have any more overdrive here. Well, whatever. It's gonna meteor strike you. Like, they're really both using their turn to heal this thing, and it just doesn't matter, because we're doing way more damage to it than it can possibly heal. And it only has 4,000 hit points. I wonder if it actually takes the stats of Yuna's versions of the Aeons. I wonder if that's the idea here. I would have completed Type 0 if the gameplay had been fun, if like the combat system had been fun, but it just, I didn't like the combat in it at all. It felt like Final Fantasy 15, but like really bad. Final Fantasy 15 was also supposed to be one of the sequels made on the Crystal Tools engine. And it got canceled and then rekindled as a different game. I don't have any Aeons to kill you with. This should actually do it. Yep. Didn't even need double casts. Guys, before I finish up here, I'm going to go hit the head real quick, take a 2-minute break. I'm going to run to the fridge, get a fizzy drink so I have something to sip on during the editing credits. I'll be right back.
Everyone? This is the last time we fight together. Okay?
Huh?
What I'm trying to say is, after we beat you, Yevon, I'll disappear.
What are you talking about?
Also, to those of you who are inquiring about
I'm saying goodbye.
Lulu's hedgehog friend, I am sad to inform you, the thing is dead.
I know it's selfish.
She's torn a big hole
but
in
this
it,
is my story.
and she started ripping out its innards, and it's flattened, and yeah, it's pretty dead. So, rip Hedgehog Man. I think we just have to hit this thing once, don't we? No, not literally once, but... At least the Kiraga here is actually doing something to it. It even damaged itself with Gravisia. Nice. It's just countering me with Kiraga. That's funny. Alright, I see where this is going. If it's gonna be like that... Haha, nerd. Given good and trolled this final boss. Go ahead and Osmos me. I'm not doing anything that requires magic points. I thought one attack killed this thing, actually. I'm actually surprised this is taking this long. Like, why even give the boss Ultima if we all have auto life? It just doesn't matter. Like, why go through the whole rigmarole? I know I've killed it once with Waka's attack reels in one turn. So yeah, if you come in with charged overdrives, you probably just destroy it in one attack. Done. We killed God again! All of these games you end up killing God. All Final Fantasy heroes know how to do. I have not seen the ending sequence of this game for many, many years. Oh, there's the Chivo for beating the game. The Eternal Calm. Until the, like, what is it, like, there's a spin-off pseudo-sequel radio show thing or whatever, where Sin comes back to life. I feel bad kicking all these guys off my team. I had to join in the doofy clapping. It was just too good. All of them clapping perfectly in unison. So good. How can you have trouble with the boss? You literally can't lose the fight. So there actually is, like, sequel material for this game. There's Final Fantasy X too, but then there's other stuff. Like, there's a novel or something that's kind of pseudo-canon. I'm not really sure what it is. It's like a radio show or a novel or something, but the idea is, like, Tidus... Like, Yuna brings Tidus back to life at the end of 10-2. And then somehow that leads to Sin coming back. And, like, I'm not interested at all in this world if Sin comes back. Like, why is that a story you'd want to explore in Final Fantasy X? I'm all for playing Final Fantasy X-3 if they want to develop a third game for the series and come back to Spira and do another adventure here, but having Sin come back to life and you fight Sin again, like, that's just a terrible, terrible, terrible idea. There's no way to make that satisfying, especially given the themes and the character arc that you explore in Final Fantasy X-2. Like, to play this game, and then to play the sequel, and then to play a third... If there's a third story where Sin comes back to life, it's like nothing you did in the first two games mattered. Nothing at all. Lulu has a baby in 10-2. Don't they name the kid Chapu? I think they named him Chapu. But yeah, the canonical ending of Final Fantasy X-2 is that Yuna brings Tidus back to life, which I guess is a spoiler. Tidus dies here in a minute. So this is actually fairly courageous, I thought. The writing here is actually very strong. They nail the emotional punch here. Because the whole game, the second half of the game, is about Tidus doesn't want Yuna to die when she does this task. And they spend all this time talking about thinking of some other way to defeat Sin that doesn't involve Yuna dying. But what they end up doing involves Tidus dying. And there's no way around it. Like, they don't get to think their way around it. It's just they have to deal with it. There's not an 11th hour save here. They don't break the rules at the end to let Tidus live. Which I thought was very, very good. The emotional punch of it is really good. Part of that is I think it would have been wrong, given Yuna's character arc over the two games taken as an aggregate. Like, her whole childhood and her whole life and her whole training, she's like, I'm going to be like 18 years old and then I'm going to die. Like, that's just it. I'm going to learn how to be a summoner and I'm going to go do my thing and I don't get to live after that. That's been her whole life. And now suddenly, that's not her life because she gets to live now. She gets to kill Sin and then she's still here. So 10-2 is a lot about, like, her finding her identity and figuring out what she wants out of the world. And I think attaching that to a romantic interest in a boy she's known for like a few weeks would have been a really weak note for the character. So the fact that Yuna gets to go on and Tidus doesn't, even though I completely dislike Tidus, the reason I enjoy the ending isn't just because, oh man, I hate Tidus and he dies, it's great. It's because Tidus' death is very meaningful for Yuna's character arc.
This is your world.
That's something that the Final Fantasy series was really good at for a long time, was like nailing the emotional punch of that ending. Let's see. Going back to like Final Fantasy VI, you have a character where they're like, well, okay, if we beat the end boss and we like destroy the god of magic, what our friend Terra, she's like half magic. Is she gonna die too? And they don't know the answer. And in that game, it turns out it's okay because Terra is able to connect herself with other people in her life and continue to live as a human. That's how she ends. It would have been wrong in that game to kill Terra at the end. Like, you beat the last boss and then Terra's dead. That would have been the wrong note for 6. But then 7, the very next game, it's almost exactly the opposite. Because partway through that game, Aeris gets killed. Spoilers, Aeris dies. And then at the whole back half of the game, at that point in the late 90s, the whole thing was, oh, are you going to be able to bring your character back to life? Is there a way to save her? There were rumors flying around that you could. Obviously, you can't. And you just play the entire second half of the game without that character. But then the very, very last shot before the credits is Aeris, like, waking up in the live stream. It's not her, like, coming back to life physically, and the Final Fantasy VII sequels reiterate that. She doesn't actually come back, but, like, she is alive in the live stream in a way. Which, again, that was, like, the perfect note for that story. And Final Fantasy VIII does the same thing. Where at the end, he's like, alright, you're going to go kill the witch that does time compression, and you're going to get lost in time. Like, all time is going to compress, and the only way back is to, like, follow your connections with people. Laguna gives this speech about how you've got to have love and friendship, and that's how you're going to find your way back home. That's something that's very difficult for Squall to do, and in the ending, because he's such an introverted guy, and he doesn't have an easy time making connections with people, there's a point in the ending where it looks like he's done. There's this scene where he's just in this like black void, and there's the sound of like his sword striking stone, and he falls to his knees, and then the scene fades out. But they don't actually kill Squall. The very, very last shot in Final Fantasy VIII is Squall and Rinoa standing on the deck of Balamb Garden. And again, that's the correct note for that game. They got it really right. But for this game, at the very end, for them to say, nope, Tidus gets to magically exist, would have been sappy, and it would have gone against the theming of the game. And then we wouldn't have had such a strong resonance for Yuna's character arc in the sequel. Yeah, the video camera at the end of Final Fantasy VIII, because Selphie's going around filming everybody, and the last shot she gets is Rinoa standing on the deck, and it looks like she's standing out there alone, and then the battery dies. It's like, oh, we don't get to know if Squall came back. Final Fantasy IX does the same thing, actually, at the end of the game, where Zidane is like, oh, I gotta go down there and, like, I can't save Kuja, but I can't let him die alone. So Zidane runs down into the dangerous, like, final dungeon area, and in the whole ending, they don't know what happens to Zidane. And then at the very, very end, he just shows up out of nowhere. But that's such, like, a flourish for that character. Like, it's not a betrayal of the story. Final Fantasy IX is like a fairy tale story. So yeah, at the end, the hero miraculously survives. And then Garnet punches him. Oh, is this where we get the magic high five? So, I don't like Final Fantasy X. I don't like Final Fantasy X's story, but I do think the ending really nails it. They had a few games in a row. From 6 to 10, the ending just hits the bullseye every time. Really good. But Final Fantasy X-2 ruins it, and if you do all of the bonus stuff and get the full clear at the end of the game, she magically brings Tidus back to life for no reason that's ever adequately explained. She just gets to. So 11 breaks their streak because 11's an MMO that can't possibly have a satisfying ending. 12's ending is really good. One of my favorites. No living person knows what happens at the end of Final Fantasy 13.
Everyone has lost something precious.
Nobody
Everyone
at all.
here has lost homes.
And there's video evidence floating around in the Twitch clips somewhere of me breaking down and crying at the end of 15. That game gave me some hard feels at the end.
Now, Sin is finally dead. Now, Spira is ours again. Working together. Now we can make new homes for ourselves.
God, 15, that end of that game is real hard. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful ending.
The journey will be
It's
hard.
just, it was... You had to choke it down. I got so attached to those characters at the end of that game.
Together,
It was real rough on me.
Spira. The road is ahead of us. So let's start out today.
Sebastian, enjoy your new truck, my friend.
Just one more thing.
I did semi-ruin the ending of Final Fantasy 15 by picking Gladio's butt as my shot. So they have this big emotional moment at the end, and Noctis is like, "Hey man, let me can I see your photo album?" Prompto's like, "Oh yeah, man, here, photos. Take whatever one you want." I want the one of Gladio's leather encrusted, dummy thick booty. That's what I'm taking with me to the afterlife. As the King of Lucis, I demand the booty. And I wasn't alone. I know. I think everybody does that. Glad you enjoyed it, Sebastian. There will be less complaining in other Final Fantasy games. It just happens that this one is not one I enjoy very much. I do think I'm going to enjoy it more as we grind because there's no more story sequences to complain about. I think we're going to settle into a nice, comfortable grind when we come back to this game at some point later this year. There's a lot to do. I think we completed this game in, what, 50-something hours? If that. I think Steam says I've got like 50-something hours. I'm betting we break 200 hours on this game. What was the name of the Final Fantasy concert we saw? Was it Dear Friends? I don't remember if they did any Final Fantasy 10 music. I've seen a couple of Final Fantasy concerts, actually. I can't remember if I've seen this song performed, though. Every single Final Fantasy X stream has a copyright claim on it. Every one of them. I don't even bother disputing them. Like, I don't even care. Distant Worlds, that's the one we saw. We saw that one in Atlanta. So we must have heard this performed. So, the nature of this project, the almost perfect save, means we're done with Final Fantasy X for now. Story complete. Tons and tons of grinding to do, but we're not doing it right now. My first goal is to do story complete on all the games on my list, or as many of them as I can get in a row. I think we're actually making decent progress. We're like a month into this project, and we've completed 2 of the longer games, actually. Final Fantasy IV for Steam is pretty long. No, it wasn't. It's longer than the PSP version, for sure. I wonder if story complete in 12 or 13 will take this long. Story complete in 15 is a 20-hour game. It's real short. No! Well, I guess Mystic Quest isn't a main title. Other than that, I guess it depends on what you consider jumping. Because 10 and 7 and 6 have sections where your characters can jump. There are like jump points. 13 also has little jump points. They have little spinny circles on the ground. 3 and 4 have a jump command. In fact, when we saw Distant Worlds in Atlanta, Uematsu was there, and he joined the choir for One Winged Angel, the One Winged Angel encore they did at the end. It was awesome. Isaru was voiced by Quentin Flynn, huh? That's right. Too bad he's such a tiny character in this game. Alright, I'm gonna go over here and refresh my poll, actually. Let's take a look at what the next game is gonna be. I do want to split up the stream, though, so they don't end, so the two games we play today end up in different playlists. Let me pull up my dashboard here. So I put up a members-only poll to decide what story playthrough we did next. And I gave the options 5, 6, 7, or 8. And it looks like 8 is winning. So 8 is... We're moving on to Final Fantasy 8 next. Cool. I replayed Final Fantasy 8 this past year, but... I think I did it with all the cheats and stuff turned on. So it wasn't like a real replay. Cool, we can move on to 8 next. What is LOD? I don't know what LOD is. No, we're not doing a no-level challenge in 8. In fact, we're going to get to the end of the game and everybody's going to be level 100. Rizzler, thank you for becoming a member and making Prompto sing. He does so love to sing. Legend of Dragoon, holy crap. I rented that game once back in the 90s, and that's all I could tell you about it. It's literally the only thing I could tell you about Legend of Dragoon. We did do a challenge run of Final Fantasy VIII a few years ago where somebody sent me a hacked save where it started the game with all my characters at level 100. The feeling was like it would make the game impossible because all the enemies in the game level up to Squall's level. So the first hour or so of the game was brutal, like really, really difficult. But once we got some magic drawn, and because of the enemies level 100, you can draw really powerful magic, and we got some junctions learned. So from, like, even from the Dalit mission in 8, the rest of the game was completely breezy. Is this scene in the original, or was this added for HD? Because that kind of implies that Tidus comes back too, right there. That's why it's the almost perfect save, Cody, and not the perfect save. I'm not promising the perfect save. I'm promising an almost perfect save. It's just so I don't have to do insane stuff like that. Alright, so Final Fantasy X. We're done. Goodbye, Final Fantasy X. We hardly knew ya. I anticipated questions like yours, Cody. I anticipated it. I'm sure it's not difficult. Like, you can... Low-level challenges, 8 is probably the game to do it in. But yeah, like in Final Fantasy 1 and 4, which we've already completed, we completed one playthrough of one version of Final Fantasy 4. There's still a lot more 4 coming. But like Final Fantasy 1, I didn't bother min-maxing my stats. That's the thing you can do if you want. You can min-max your stats by save scumming level ups. I didn't do it. There's really no reason to. Like, we're going to level up to 50 in that game, and level 50 characters are so absurdly powerful. It just doesn't make sense to go through all that insane effort for basically no payoff. And so the same thing in Final Fantasy 8. Like, I'm not going to do stat maxing in 8 either, because the junction system makes all stats kind of irrelevant. This game, though, stats are very, very important, and I think having, like, the perfect stats on all characters will be, first of all, very noticeable, and second of all, like, purposeful. Like, there's a reason to do it. So we can make our sphere grid look amazing. Okay. Eight's a pretty good final dungeon. Guys, I'm going to kill the stream here. Only for a few minutes. Like YouTube is kind of weird about it. It does take a few minutes to come back up. When we come back up, we will play some Final Fantasy 8. That way these end up in different playlists, so people don't have to watch the two of them. Alright, so yeah, I'll see you guys in about 5-10 minutes. Be right back.